All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I have never owned any collegiate wear until 4 days ago. And today would have been my 25th reunion at Princeton. And ordinarily, when people ask, where did I go to undergraduate, where did I go to college, I'll say New Jersey. And it just felt like, 25 years later, I think it's time to just own up and say, yep, I went to Princeton. And yep, I went to Harvard. And be okay. Because there is a tendency for me to change what I have to say, because the response from people around me, they sort of shrink back, like, oh. And I just really didn't enjoy that little shrinking action. I want to be available. The space between us has so much possibility. I don't want anything in it like that. And yet what happened then was, if I could be smaller, then they could feel bigger and we could all feel great. Except for the fact that I was learning to curtail what I had done or been for any reason. For any reason. And it could be that I really had no idea how to parent for years and years. So I could have a shame story and I could kind of downplay that. Or I could upplay that. What I'm asking us to do is get in our bodies with the most fulfilling sense of fullness, right? Just who we are, how we are, and an ability to celebrate one another at a distance and celebrate ourselves in ourselves. That would be my wish. That would be my 25-year reunion gift to me and to you, is that we could be who we are to be, what we have been, fully from the start to the present, that we could be all of it as bravely and as completely as we dare. So happy 25th reunion, class of 1995. I'll get a big H for 3 years from now, but for now, be in your life, be in your story, in all its glory, and share it out. And share it out. So 2 blocks, a blanket. What I did is I cleaned up my Spotify a little bit, and on my Spotify, you have the month playlists for our Kundalini, and then it says vinyasa in big capital letters. Any of those vinyasa playlists will be about a 90-minute ride. Exactly the way that I practice. You can use any of them. Or the very first one says vinyasa on shuffle. And just put that on shuffle play, and it is a fairly steady mix that will keep generating a new playlist for you as we go on week by week. So the music is up to you. I'm going to switch on one more light. I'll meet you on your back. If you choose and you like to have some extra padding beneath you, unfold your blanket. Otherwise, just set it aside for now, starting on your back. And then interlacing your fingers, hands out long overhead, heels out long down below. Oh, shake out your feet, shake out your knees, opening the abdomen.
all the way up as though you could lengthen from your navel to your heart, from your navel to your heels. Shake out your knees, shake out your knees, shake out your knees, reach. Good, and draw your knees into your chest. Little bit side to side, little bit side to side. Open your right hand overhead, your right leg out long, flex your feet, point your toes, and then bring it back in. Right hand, right shin, left leg long, press into your heels and bring it back. Inhale, opening, exhale, closing. Inhale and exhale. Keep your feet deeply flexed, and it's as though you're pressing your heel like you were trying to close a door that was just out of reach. And then we'll stay just for a moment. Let your eyes close, and as your thighs come in, it's an exhalation. If you choose, you can go out the mouth. As you inhale, reaching open, hand overhead, heel away. Maybe that's a big inhale through the nose. Inhale. Beginning to get a little length from your navel to your hips. A little bit of heat through the low belly. You may stay right here, or for the last 10, 2 legs out, 2 hands overhead. Entirely up to you, whatever you've been doing in the last few days. How do you feel? Warm, steady, strong? So we're really using this as a means of emptying the breath. And with the breath, we're emptying out the day before, the week before, the 25 years before. Let's go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good, good, good. Hands on thighs. And as you press your knees into your hands, opening the backs of your arms, press a little bit. That's going to be your inhale. Draw your knees towards your shoulders. That's your exhale. So the arms straighten, the legs press into the hands. And exhale, we bring it in. So from the low belly, we're getting into right here, the low back. Stretch it out as the knees roll in. And then press low belly to low back. So that is your stable point in everything we're doing. Low back to low belly to low back. One more. And a little side to side. Good. Roll it all the way up and over. Fold your blanket in half. Set your blocks up in front. So a very steady start. Things that we are familiar with in our practice are a great way to begin. My beginning in yoga was in Ashtanga, and so I have a great respect for the repetition of practice. Hips to heels. Hips to heels. And then the excitement of new postures comes out of the repetition. Inhale, coming up to hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, press the downward facing dog. Let that wag a little bit side to side. Bend the knees, pedal the heels. And we'll put that into a little bit of a flow. Hands and knees as you breathe in. Hips to heels as you breathe out. Inhale, drawing up. Tuck toes. Exhale, drawing back. Inhale, hands, knees. Exhale, fold back. And find yours for 5. And dog. Head drops, heels back. Notice if you're hurrying in any way. 2. Inhaling that little at a time, we're coming into the lines of our limbs. And hips to heels, 3. Rising. Dog. We will add our Om, hands, knees as we fold to child. And we go. Om. Hands, knees, eyes closed, down dog, breathing. Inhale, hands, knees, our second Om to child. Om. Inhale, hands, knees, eyes closed, down dog, press back. Find it in the dark from inside. Hands, knees, last one. Inhale, exhale, Om. Rise up onto your shins. And a little warm up, just like our Kundalini this month, turning your heels to the left. Step your left foot to the center line, bending your left knee, and rise to the center. So bending your left knee towards the left little toe, rising up. A bend in the knee, you're beginning to open through the inner thigh. Take your right hip, that's your standing hip, and bring it a little bit forward towards the front of your knee, towards the right side of your mat. So your right hip comes forward, and then your left knee goes left. One more time. Good. Bending elbow to thigh, right hand over. Bring your right elbow to your rib. Inhaling up over. Exhaling down. Your back toes are tucked under so that your right ball of foot is to the floor, and we are moving as deeply or as fully as you choose. We're going to stay right here. 3. Go. Yep. And 2. Setting your right hip forward as you come up, sending your left knee left as you go over. Stay a little forward, a little back. A little forward, a little back. As though you could tap your left knee on the wall in front of it. And open your right hip, and open your right rib, and open your right armpit. Stay a beat. Good. And take a block. Set it to the right. Take a second block, set it to the right. Take your right hand onto the block. Turn the outer edge of your left foot parallel with the top edge of the block. Now we add the right elbow to thigh, to rib. Inhale, opening. Exhale, send your right hip forward just like we did. It'll get a little bit of a turn in the pelvis. If you need to, a little more height in the hand. We stay. 5. Getting a little bit swift. 4. 3. Standing in the left foot, opening from the pubic bone to the navel, from the navel to the heart. And now we keep the left hand high. Spin your right foot a little closer to the blocks. Press your right hip forward. Open the body tall. Soften your left elbow. Straighten and bend right above you. Good. Left hand down. Left knee down. Take your blocks. Put them on the left side, up at the front of the mat. And your right foot steps to the back of the mat. A bend in the knee. Rock it out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bending. Inhale, opening. And we're just starting to feel the whole front body coming open. Good. We want to come into our bodies, even laying your hands, feeling the movement of your bones beneath your flesh, feeling the movement of your limbs in lines through space. We have been untouched, and as mammals, this is tremendously unsafe. Bending your knee, elbow to thigh, left hand overhead, elbow to rib. The failure to thrive of a neonatal baby born too early. We found quite quickly that these preemies needed to be held, not just given oxygen and heat in a sterile little cot of their own, but really to be held. And when they are held, then they thrive. They know there is a reason to live. They know there is company. Keep your arm beside your ear and go a little forward and back. And we need this. We need to be our own company right now. Anyone you are in constant contact with, hug them 8 times a day minimum. Lots of contact, my loves, or we will begin to deteriorate mentally. Stay. And your own contact counts. Feel your elbow on your thigh. Feel the reach of your limbs. Feel the knee in the floor. Be in your body. It's medicinal. And left hand down to the block. Right foot pivots so the outer edge of your foot is parallel with the outside edge of the mat. And the right hand comes overhead. And this side, elbow to rib. And so here we start to get a little bit of a turn through the pelvis, a little bit of a turn through the heart. You can look down as you bend your elbow, looking up, starting to spin through the spine, through the neck, through the chest. Give yourself time.
Give yourself sensation. And with your arm beside your right ear, we pause, pivoting the left foot a little closer to the blocks. Press the ball of the left foot into the floor, the left hip forward, the navel opens. The collarbones broad. And the whole front surface opens. The front surface of your body is what is coming towards you, your potentiality, what will be. When we are afraid, we close it down. As we age, we close it down. The back of us, what has been, becomes larger than what will be. Bring it down. And so yoga serves to keep our potential open. Downward facing dog. Hands down, hips high, press back. Now feel the underside of your dog, your armpits, your collarbones, the ribs. Wag the tail side to good side. Excellent. Excellent. Pause in the middle. Get your attention in your armpits and draw a line from the top of your armpit to the base, from the outside to the inside, and feel in that it makes a cross, and find the center of that cross and open in all directions. Open it lengthwise, open it widthwise. Feel that in your hands, feel that in your feet. Open it lengthwise, open them widthwise. Be in your body, all of it. Armpits, palms, feet. We'll step it up. Right foot steps up, left knee down to the blanket. Hands come onto blocks. And lift your back heel, so we'll find a little bit of a lunge to open the legs. Toe down, lift off. There's your breath out. Knee down, lift your heel, lift to fingertips. There's your breath in. And then toe down, exhale, lunge. Good. Knee down, lift your hands, lift your heel, open the chest. And exhale, lunge, lift a little forward and a little back. You're opening the front of the left thigh now. We open the pelvis, we open the chest. Let's get into the legs. Good. Step back down dog, hands on blocks. And the left foot steps up and the right knee comes down. Heart forward, bend your right heel towards your hip, and then toe to the floor, exhale to lift off. Knee to the floor, inhale, fingertips, bring it up, and then exhale, lunge, heart forward. Knee down, hands up, bring your heels and your hands towards each other, and then exhale, lunge, a little forward, a little back. By using your back heel and your front knee, you'll start to square the hips, open the right thigh, heart forward, stay. Good. Step back down dog, hands on blocks. Right foot steps up, left knee down. Take your hands back, lift your chest, inhale. And then hands down, lunging, press it out. Knee down to the floor, hands wide, inhale. And then exhale, lunge. Knee to the floor, hands overhead, inhale, up. And exhale down. Whew. We're going to do that one more time. Knee to the floor, hands up high, hold opposite elbows, and now straighten the front leg a little and bend. Inhale, rising up, square the hips, keep them square, and bend. Oh. Slow it, deep in the breath. And bend and come up out of the left elbow. Take your left hand to your right shoulder. Your right hand stays on the left elbow. Take the elbow up, take the left knee down. And two hands down to change. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Arms long, legs long, left foot up, right knee down. Good. Take it back. Inhale, hands low. Exhale, lunge, lift off. Knee to the floor, hands wide. Inhale, open. Good. And set it down, lunge, lift off. Knee to the floor, hands overhead, inhaling up. And again, hands down to return. Knee down, inhale, bring it up. Holding opposite elbows, straightening the front leg and bending the front leg. Inhale, rising, square the hips and bending. Use the back foot into the floor to open and steer the right hip forward. One more time. Bring it up, a little wriggle. Bending, stay. Your right hand goes to your left shoulder. Your left hand holds your right elbow, help it up, and help your right knee down. So that you're opening the front of your right thigh, the front of the right hip, right toes into the floor. Set it down, blocks forward, downward facing dog. Again, feel into the armpits, from top to bottom, from side to side. Feel the cross that exists inside your armpits and expand from the center of that cross in all directions. Walk your left foot toward the center line, so slightly right heel high, putting a little bend in the right knee. Put a little bend in the left knee as you need to. If you can, come onto your fingertips and open again. The armpits start to float. Straighten and bend so slightly above you. Find the base of your left big toe, your standing big toe, and wrap that line to your outer hip and wrap it back. And from the base of your left standing little toe to the inner thigh, wrap that back and open that cross right behind your knee. Open your armpits and change legs. Right foot comes down. Right foot towards the center line. Left heel high. A little bend in the knee will take the tension out of your back. On your fingertips if you can. Your attention resides at the base of your big toe and it wraps to your outer right hip. And the base of your left little toe, and that wraps to the inner right thigh. And feel how they intersect behind the right knee. Open that intersection. Open your armpits and bring it down to a child. Knees wide, toes together, fold back, sit back, and settle. Breathing deeply. And the breath will very naturally be quite deep. Work it out. Work it out a little side to side, a little side to side. Walk your hands a big step to the right. Keep your left fingertips tented, just the fingertips. And then slowly dropping your head, open the left armpit, open the left hip. And let your left hand descend, palm down, wrist drops. Left elbow softens, left shoulder opens, left hip drops. And you come into the whole left side of your spine. Drop your head. Soften your left thigh and knee and foot. And walk through the center. Stay low. Come onto your right fingertips. Right? Start in your fingertips and drop your head. And let that open your elbow and open your shoulder and drop your hip. And then right palm down toward the floor. Right wrist, right elbow drops. Right shoulder drops. Right hip drops. And you bring your breath into the right side lung. And you're in the deep right side of the spine. And then we'll find movement to flush it all out, to warm ourselves up, to start from here, downward facing dog. If blocks work for you, we will be doing a simple sun C, sun salutation C. Just means the lunge has the knees down. Just for 2. So walk your feet to your hands. Let your hands go wide, thumbs point down, like wingspan. Sit your seat down over your heels. Turn your thumbs up. Seat down, hard up. Stand up. Keeps your low back flat. Bring your palms right down the front. Pause. Settle. 2 full sets. Your pace might be different from mine. Take care of yourself. Inhale, rise up. Good. Knees bend, hands wide. Fold down. Inhale, lift halfway. Left foot steps back, left knee down. 2 hands high. Inhale, rise. Opening. And exhale, fold. Find the body. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, high plank. Pull it forward. In down dog.
And the left foot will step up and the right knee will come down.
Inhaling up, open. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot up, lift halfway. Lengthen it in. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up tall. Palms together and down the middle. Land. Sweep. Inhale, becoming continuous. And hands wide, sitting down. Lift halfway. Right foot steps back, right knee down. Inhale, reach wide. Exhale, fold down. In, down dog. Stay there or high plank, breathing out. Inhale, down dog. Right foot will step up, left knee will come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Stepping up, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Hands wide. Sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, palms to touch. Bring it down the middle, weight in your heels, pause. Widen into the periphery of your vision. How high can you see? How wide can you see? How low can you see? Expand your vision, go. Inhale up, looking a little back, wide. Widen your vision, widen your reach, fold. Lift halfway, left foot steps back, left knee down. Widen your vision and rise up. Take your vision back and widen your vision down. To dog, looking back. To plank, looking forward. To dog, looking back. To left foot stepping up, right knee down. Inhale, widen your vision, widen your vision. All the way behind you, all the way to the sides. And step your right foot up. Lifting halfway, wide vision, fold. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, palms together. How far can you see? Find your periphery. Inhale, reach into the periphery. And then fold. Lift halfway. Right foot steps back, right knee down. Find it. Wide, high vision. Your imagination, your aspiration. Bring it into the body, down dog, breathing in. High plank, breathing out. In dog. Right knee steps up. Left knee down. Inhale, find your vision right to your fingertips. Look back. And set it down. Stepping up, lift halfway. What can you see? And fold, see more. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up. Palms together, bring it down. Again, widen your vision. What's possible needs to continue to expand around us. As we age, our vision, our periphery begins to gather and our movements become smaller. And I am saying that our practice includes what we can see. And exhale, fold, step your left foot back. Left foot back. Put a block outside your right foot and take your hands high. Good. Right hand to your right thigh. Left hand is high. Dropping your hand, you come back just like we warmed up. And then inhale, bring it up. Drop your hand, square your hips, and bring it up. Good. So the left side of the body is getting a little bit longer than the right. Press your left toes down. We go one more time. Rise up, go tall. Imagining that left elbow is drawn up. Keep your left hand high. Now bring your hips back and your left elbow outside the knee. Good. And bend forward. Right hand to left and a little forward and a little back. Drop in. Good. A little forward and a little back and drop in. Stay. Now, yours may be left hand down inside the left thigh. Lift your knee off and your right hand high. Or your elbow is on the inner thigh, hands together, lift your back knee off the floor. It may stay here, or your left hand down to that block and palm turns open. You may keep your back knee on the floor, you choose, but I want you to look to the ceiling and expand your vision. Expand your vision that you can see into the floor where your right foot is, that you can see into the right hand, that you can see above you, behind you. Expand your vision, reach your right hand over and over and over and over and down. Set your block forward, step back, downward facing dog.
Pause. Hands down, hips high, high plank.
Knees down and knees together, feet flat and feet together. Hands walk a step forward and the width of your mat. Elbows bend as you come forward. Back, child's pose. So adjust your dimensions, rock up, bend elbows, and back. You may simply rock forward, so slightly, looking forward, awesome, and folding back might be slight. Or you may come forward, bending elbows, and you may take hips to heels, but your inner knees are together, and your inner feet and your inner heels. And we go one more time, rock forward. You are more capable than you know, and you deserve to feel it in the body. Rock forward. Tuck toes. Down dog. Our practice serves not only to build ability, but to show us our ability, to remind us of our ability. Left foot steps up, right knee down. The block on the outside, the pinky toe side. And I'll come into this a little better. I apologize for the left side. Let's see what we can do. Hands up. Drop your right hand down, bring it back. Your only work here is to open and access the right side of the body. So your right toes are tucked under behind you, and you drive from that back toe to send your right hip open, and the movement of your hand is opening the shoulder and the chest. Let me go one more time. Right hand high, stay. Stay. And this time we'll set the hips back, bring your right hand down, bring your left hand high. Let's just find that for a beat. Turn your left palm to the front and begin to bend your left knee more. And lift the back knee off the floor till you find your full lunge revolving through the navel. Stay 2. Stay 1. Right knee to the floor, left hand to the knee, and sweep it out. Inhaling up and hand back. So that's where you would return to. Let's see where we can go. Right hand high. Take it a little bit back in the hips. Right elbow to the left outer knee. And then forward and back, allowing your right knee forward, and then your hips back. Bring your palms in prayer. Turn your navel towards your thigh. Maybe the back knee off the floor. Maybe your right hand is on the floor. Or your right hand opens wide down to that block. And spin. Now find your vision. That when we're challenged, our vision can get really tight and small. And I want you to find the very periphery. The out corners of your eyes, the top of your eyes, the bottom. Turn your palm to the top slowly. Slowly explore. Back heel, left fingertips. Reaching, navel to spine. Open your eyes and look down. And set your block forward and downward facing dog. So we're opening the chest. We're opening the dimension that allows ourselves to breathe. And with that inhalation, there could be inspiration. We open our eyes to draw what inspires us into us more fully. That our inspiration could be feeding us right now. That we could come into ourselves more fully. We need ourselves right now. Knees down, knees touch. Inner feet touch, inner heels touch, feet flat, hands wide. Yours could look like this. This is gorgeous. Opening the shoulders, keep your shoulder blades back and down. So if you choose, warm up just like this, a little forward, a little back, navel to spine. Go in the way that opens your armpits, navel to spine, and then maybe it starts to get a little bit juicier. We will stay 30 seconds, make it yours. And just feel into your abilities. Feel into your inner knees sealing, your inner heels, your big toes are glued together. Feel into the challenge. Feel into the space that says, I can't or I don't want to, and feel through that space. See through the space that says, I can't, I don't want to. And use it to flush the breath. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, going back. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Oh. And child. Oh. Hands and knees. Widen your knees. Left hand stays to the floor towards the center. Right hand comes up high, open, wide. Turn your palm to the front and go a little forward and a little back. A little forward and a little back. And keep drawing the right shoulder over the left. We'll take the right hand behind the left wrist. Right shoulder to the floor. Adjust, look over your shoulder. Find your periphery. Find your view. Inhale, roll open. Find your view. Expand. Exhale, revolve. 2 more. Inhale, roll open, love. And roll down and stay. A little forward, a little back. You're on your right shoulder. Drop your head. Your left hand widens so slightly. Steps away from your face. Stay. You're on the space of the side of your head behind your ear, perhaps. Straightening the left hand, come onto fingertips. Straightening the left leg, come onto toe tips. And find your balance. Top of the right foot down into the floor. Press. Back of the right hand down into the floor. Press. And deepen your breath. And feel into the breath as you felt into your vision. And find the periphery of your breath and open it here. Find the top of the collarbones. Find the base of the pelvis. Turn. Left knee down. Stable. Left hand back. Stable. Hands, knees. Cat-cow round. And release. Round. And release. 1 more like that. Round. We're getting deeper into the body. Interlace your fingers. Palms face the floor. Thumbs point towards you. Cat-cow for 10. Oh, so you can close your eyes and feel the breath change. Feel through the outer shoulders, to your outer elbows, to the pinky side of your hands. This is the heart meridian, the connection to your spirit. For 3, 2. And uninterlace your fingers. Put your palms down, your forearms down, your elbows down, your hips back. Keep your forearms on the floor. Keep your forearms on the floor. Keep your pinkies on the floor. Keep your thumbs on the floor. And feel the outer line of your arms from the back of your shoulder, the tricep, the elbow, the pinky, the thumb. That line is the line directly from your hands to your heart, from your heart to your spirit. Rise, hands, knees. So we set up the other side. Right hand down. Left hand is high. Up, open, up, open. Up, open, a little forward now and a little back. And feel that as you go a little forward and a little back, you can open the right palm of the floor on the right palm on the floor, but you can also start to open the left hip very differently. All the way up, turn your left palm forward and take your left hand behind your right wrist, drop your left shoulder to the floor, revolve, find it. Find it, drop your head, look up, find your peripheral vision, find the eye corners above you, below you, and keep that as we inhale, reach up, look up.
Exhale, down, look up. Inhale, reach up, look up. Widen your view and bring it down and look up. And reach up and look up. Last time. All that perspective, bring it with you. All that perspective. So keep your perspective open even as the twist gathers our sensation into a tighter command. We're gathered into the ribs, we're gathered into the spine, but keep your eyes wide. Take your right hand overhead, fingertips to the floor. Left knee down, but the right foot may extend. You're on the ball of your right foot. Press the top of your left foot down. Press the back of your left hand down like your foot. And then the right hand, fingertips only. Right toe tips only. Now find your vision. And as you open your vision, open your abdomen. As you open your abdomen, open your breathing. We have so much potential that remains in who we are to be. Stay open, loves. Don't let what has been begin to dictate the size of what will be. Right knee down, eye and hand back. And bring it to cat and cow. I know it's a lot through the chest. It's a lot through the chest. We got one more place to go to open the front of the chest. Hips high down, duh. But feel what you're starting to make through the back body. We'll do one easy, familiar movement through the legs, warming it up. Bring your left heel high, all the way up open. Bend your left knee and draw your left knee towards the left side of the mat, and then draw your heel towards the right side of the mat. Draw your left knee towards the left, press your hands down and away. Draw your right heel to the right. Stay, bend your knee deeply and straighten it up. Step your left foot up. Find warrior two, and as you do, put the blocks inside your front foot. We've been here before. Right hand back. And just start to stabilize the chest. Good. Straightening the front leg, hands together, inhale up. And then exhale, bending. As you rise, your weight is even, front to back. Good. And you feel the space you've made in your chest. Stay wide, stay so tall. I must say, it's sort of unusual to see this P on there, on the screen. Right hand overhead. Good things. May we own all of ourselves, all of ourselves. Right hand down, warrior two, reverse, left hand high, bring it up. If you're late, I am geared out in Princeton, warrior two, because it is my 25th anniversary and I can't be there, so I'll be here. And go wide, warrior two. Keep the front knee bent and reverse and reverse. Straightening the left leg so softly and bending the left knee so softly. Find your crescent, firm your back heel. Straighten the left leg so softly and find your triangle, left hand down. All the space you've made in your chest landed in the blocks. And I know you could go further, but stay nice and high in that left hand. If you need to, stand your block up higher so that the space of your chest and your abdomen is respected. And then turn your right palm to the front and sweep, coming over. Weight in the heels, scissor the thighs, and then right hand back and down, looking down, open the back of your neck. Right hand coming up over, look under, press into your heels, scissor the thighs. And go one more time. That this movement of the arm, clarifying the outer rib to the outer hip, clarifies all the way to the base of your big toes. Stay. Good. And right hand down, bend the left knee and set up a block or two ahead of the big toe so that the block is to the left side of my foot and ahead by about 6 inches, right? Hop your back foot in so that your stance gets a little bit shorter, right hand, right hip. And looking down, left hand to block, float your heel.
And this is our mulligan. This is our practice. Roll your right hip over your left. Land in your left heel. Let the chest open. Now find the periphery of your vision. There right now, things becoming a balance, things becoming tight in the hamstring. We get a little tight in the vision. Stay wide. Foot to the floor, left hand high. Bring it up. Be wobbly, be unfamiliar. Now, left hand blocks, right heel, high. Right hand, high. This may be where you stay, or reach your right hand overhead, flex your right foot, right hand, right heel, open that, open that, open that, open that, open that, and right hand down, right heel down, step to stand. There we go. Step your left foot to your right. Good. Left hand, left hip. Right hand, top of the right foot. Right knee down. Broaden and square the chest. Right knee down. You're square across the hips. Send your right knee down toward the floor. And your right hip forward like we warmed up. And your left heel down. So we've been doing tree all through Kundalini. Put it to use. Maybe the left hand goes back to the top of the right foot as well. Chest is broad, state 2. Right knee down, right hip forward. And left hand, left hip set down. Pause. Feel the whole right side flush. Put all of it together if you choose. Stop when it's right. Left foot steps to the top of the mat. The same move we made with the first of the mat. Remember when we were bending and straightening with our knee down? Perfect. Same thing. Look to the blocks. Left hand down. Right hand to hip. Float your right heel. Bend your right knee. Hold the top of the right foot. Press into your right kneecap. Chest broad. Weight in your left heel. Put it all together. Now find your vision, loves. Find your vision. That all of a sudden, when you widen your vision, the whole posture lights up. There is so much more potential. I am not surviving this moment. I'm using this moment to expand my capacity to know every other moment better, differently, more fully. One more. Right hand releases the foot, releases over the head, and right foot down to the floor. 2 hands downward facing dog. Press down, press back. Beautiful. And all of a sudden, we are reminded of a bright, broad vision. Knees together, onto the floor. Feet together. No push-ups. Don't be afraid. Hips go back. Fold, fold, fold. Until the back right hip and the back left hip can start to match again. Opening. Palms down and press away. Open the armpits, feel the top and the bottom. Feel the inside of the armpit and the outside of the armpit and open the space between them. Feel that opening in the chest. Rise up. And I will spin because if I do the right side foot, then my back will be to you. So don't turn, but I am turning. Downward facing dog. Left foot toward the center line, right heel high. Bend and straighten. Come up out of the armpits. Bend your right knee and draw your right knee toward the right side and draw your left heel towards the left side. Back and forth. A little bit of a scissor right there, opening the front of the hip, the inner thigh, the standing leg, and right heel high. Right foot steps up. Warrior 2. So bringing your blocks inside your front foot, back heel to the floor. Hands wide, and we're just softly rinsing out and up and out and down knee bends. These warriors are like lightning rods, right? They plug us into such safety and deliberation that the low body has a great purpose for us. Bend the right knee right. Good, left heel down, right elbow bends and sweep over the top. Open the left hip, land in the left heel. And let the breath settle and let your gaze expand. Eye corners. How far down can you see towards your left toe? How far up can you see without moving your eyes?
and go wide. And reverse, straightening the right leg, float and bend. Elbow to thigh, inhale over. And warrior two. And reverse. And we'll bend the right knee and stay in crescent, opening the pelvis, opening the chest. Firming the left leg. Float up, float back, and then right hand down, finding your triangle. Right hand onto the blocks as high as they need to be, hand under shoulder, left hand up, left hand over. So scissor your thighs, bringing the hips right under left, and then left hand goes back, looking down, weight in your heels, keep it even, and sweep overhead, looking up, and looking down, and looking up. Good. Stay right there. Scissor the thighs, base of the big toes into the floor. And then the left hand down beside you, bending your right knee, come to stand. Your blocks go to the front of your big toe and to the right. Okay? Set yourself up. Step your left foot in, half step. Feet are about 3-4 feet apart. Left hand, left hip. So that as much of you is stable to begin with as possible. Right hand down to the blocks, look to the blocks, left heel off. So now's the time to really adjust. Is my right hand under my right shoulder? Is my right shoulder under my left shoulder? Is my right hip under my left hip? Can I flex my left foot more clearly and my right heel more clearly? Good, just find that. Widen your gaze and keep it wide as you put your left foot to the floor. So now there's our base. We know where we're going. Right hand high, reach up, look to the blocks, and be deliberate. Right hand down, left heel rising, pause. Feel your capability. Left shoulder over right, left hand high, steady. Perhaps the left hand overhead like our triangle. Reaching. Heel to hand, lengthen, widen your gaze all the way to the eye corners, all the way down. You can see your back heel, you can see your top hand. Good. And left hand down, foot to the floor, stand tall, hands to hips. Step your right foot to your left, standing tall. Tip of the left toes. And then bend your knee, left hand to catch the top of the foot, press. So the left knee goes down and your right heel goes down, which squares your hip points, which opens your chest. So you press the top of your left foot into your hand, broadening the chest. Perhaps the right hand behind your back to also hold the top of the left foot. Bring your elbows towards each other. Right heel down, up out of the right hip, chest broad, staying. Left knee down, left hip forward. Good. A breath, draw it upright, and right hand to right hip, and left foot down. Feel the left side flush open. Don't miss it. And set up for your last, your bound half moon. Good, feet wide, left hand, left hip, right hand to lift, opening the right side body, take it down, right hand to block, lift up. Pause, widen your gaze, find your foundation, catch the top of your left foot. Left hip forward, broaden the collarbones, widen your gaze. Widen your experience. Trust your ability. Know that you are more than you imagine. Navel to spine. Press into your hands. Press into your feet. Lengthen the back of your neck. And gently release. Left hand coming over. Press into your left heel. Little tuck of the chin. Little counter pose here. Good. Left hand down. Left foot down, downward facing dog. Take your time, take it back.
the body can be noisy and restless. And sometimes it feels like if I get embodied, then I will be overwhelmed with the bodiness of it, with all its movement and heat and demands. And yet when the body is fully embodied, it's silent. The knees to the floor, knees touch together, the feet touch together, the hips to the heels. And take your time, lay your ribs over your thighs. If it's too much, put blocks under your hands, and this will help your low back and it will help you deepen into the hips without putting too much pressure on the spine. Press down into the mat and press away with your hands and let your hips drop towards your heels and let your head fall down toward the floor. Good. Rising up, take your blocks. Put 1 or 2 blocks between your feet. Get them in a turn. Whatever you need to kneel. Whatever you need to kneel. So if you need 2 blocks to kneel, 2 dogs. Hands on thighs, sitting tall. And we're going to just do just over 30 seconds of what's called segmented breathing. So a long, smooth breath of 4 counts means all of those 4 counts have fit together. And you may feel that in this space right here, the heart is high, you're seated equally in the hips, the thighs are long, the tops of the feet are flat. Finding all that as you can smooth out your thighs, which is super settling for the nervous system. And there's a little bit of newness. We have made many deep and thorough clearings in the front body today. And so we meet those clearings with this segmented breath, which is a very strong clearing breath. And it's little puffs, little sips through the nose, like little sniffs. And we'll go in for 4, we'll pause for 4, go out for 4, and pause for 4. So I will do this rhythm, and you will listen, and then you'll join. So we just sit tall, eyes closed, hands on thighs, and we go in. We hold, 2, 3, 4, go out. Pause, 2, 3, 4. In. Pause. Out. With me, join. Ready? In. Pause. Out. Pause. Continue. And as you breathe in, get taller, tuck your chin and lengthen to the top of your head and hold the breath, seat to crown. And as you empty, go rib, 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 all the way down through the lungs and stay empty. In. Normal breathing, eyes are closed. And imagine in those eyes closed, a larger periphery that you can see further, that the horizons of the darkness under your eyelids are further. That the seeing into the light is really the beginning because it's seeing into our depth that we want to expand. That who I am grows larger in my own vision.
I will do 15 seconds of those little push-ups and I will put it right into a tripod and I'll come back to this and then we'll go to the back. If you choose, stay right here and repeat those segmented breaths for about 30 seconds. You'll feel it and then let it settle and we'll meet right here. Otherwise, if you want to get a little more physical, a little more flush through the body, set your blocks aside. Knees are on the blanket. Hands down, inner knees touch, inner feet touch with no reluctance, no resistance, hands a little wider. Fold back into your child, find your dimensions. Rock forward, feet press, heels press, drop back.
Inhale back, tuck of the chin, eyes closed, exhale forward. And you're only going as far as your body appreciates, as far forward as far back. And you're flushing out the shoulders, and you're flushing out the sense of ability, and you're flushing out the stagnancy, and you're flushing out the confusion, and you're flushing out the grief. And you are coming into the power of your body, and you're coming into the reluctance of your body, and you're coming into the circulation of your body. You're coming into the power of your body. One more time, we go forward, press your feet, and come onto your toes.
Free your blanket. So the blanket goes ahead of you and the fold is facing me. My blanket fold is facing me. My hands go on the mat and my head goes on the blanket. It makes a triangle, right? Your hands and your head are not in one line. That's a bad idea. Now wag your elbows. Wag your elbows until your elbows can wrap in and press your thumbs down and feel that open the base of your neck. That wrapping elbows in, thumbs down, that's what keeps you safe. So elbows wrap in, heart comes up, chin comes in, crown of my head finds the floor. Elbows in, thumbs down. Lift your knees, walk your feet a little closer. Elbows in, thumbs down, right knee, right elbow, stay. That might be great. Or left knee and left elbow. Press your inner feet together like our push-ups. Maybe you're working one toe at a time. Thumbs down, press, stay. If you have an advanced tripod, just bring your inner knees to touch and then tap your knees towards your armpits. And you do that 4 times. Work from the navel, press into the hands, elbows wrap in, and then knees down, toes down, knees down. Block between your heels. We all meet hands on thighs. We all meet hands on thighs. Stay tall. And just feel the effect of an inversion. An inversion turns us upside down, a great and profound reversal. And that's why we work into the navel before we do it. We create a very stable environment for ourselves so that when we turn upside down, all our drawers don't just empty out, We can enjoy what it makes. If this is very tight through the joints of the knees or the hips, add a block or add a blanket beneath. Taps of your feet flat as you can. If it's too much on the ankles, draw the blanket right back so the crease of the blanket is under your ankle and walk your hands back. Turn your thumbs to point in, your fingers point out, and the spin of your hands lifts your heart. You press your knees down and set your seat a little forward. Scoot your seat, scoot your tailbone towards your knees. And then as you sit into that, scoot your heart up towards your head. And again, shins down, tailbone forward, sit into that, and let your heart come higher. If it's too much, you have hands on hips. Turn to the chin, the heart is high. Pull your tail towards your knees, press your knees toward the floor, let that elevate your heart, let it widen your throat. Now open your eyes and widen your perspective right here. Sit your seat into that block. Sit your seat into that block. Widen your perspective. Open your navel. Stay 3. Heart up. Stay 2. Eyes wide. Eyes wide. So much potential. We are not done. Upright. Upright. We build a simple fish. A simple fish. So sit on your blanket right in the middle. Let your legs shake out. We'll have one block under the back of your chest. We'll have another block under the back of your head. Okay? So as you lie back, imagine the bra strap or where you would put a heart monitor. That's where you have the first block. Goes right across the band of your chest. The second block goes right behind the base of your skull, and your seat is square into the blanket. Lara, if that's too much in your low back, or Jordan, if it's too much in your low back, bend your knees, right? But we're really looking to walk the seat so that we're sitting as though our thighs were resting in a chair, that the backs of the thighs are resting on the blanket, and the heart is high. Turn your palms down into the floor. And let your thumbs be heavy. And as your thumbs are heavy, the inner thighs roll down as though the big toes were a little heavy. And from the inner thighs rolling down and from the thumbs and inner forearms rolling down, let the chest open and rise. And now very smooth segments, very smooth, in, pause, out, pause, in, pause, heart high, out, chest, ribs, navel, pause at the belly, in, up the body, fill and lift the heart, and pause with the heart high and full. And out through the chest, the ribs, and the navel, and pause with the navel empty and quiet. 2 more, in, pause, and out, and pause. Normal breathing. And elbows in beside you, press your elbows down to rise up. Fold your blanket in half 1 time. Feel the quiet. Feel the quiet. Don't disturb it. Sitting tall. Cobbler, soles of the feet together. Hands on ankles. Press your outer knees toward the floor. Press your outer knees down and draw with your hands against your ankles to draw your heart up, your chin in. So the counter pose to that fish, chin tucks towards the chest. Feel the back from behind your heart to the back of your head. Feel that gut very long. And pull your toes back towards your knees and press your heels together. And press your outer knees down. And use your hands to draw your ankles back and draw your shoulders back, your chin in and your heart up. From the back of your heart to the back of your head, become very long and very quiet. And give it a little shake. Give it a little shake. Give it a little shake. So that when you release, the heels go wide. If your hamstrings are very tight and your knees are very bent, put blocks under your knees so you won't hyperextend. So you can always put a block like that. Okay. Right hand down and the left hand over. And then the left hand down and the right hand over. Good. Let your eyes close and come into your body. Feeling from the outer heel to the outer hip to the outer shoulder to the outer fingertips. Moving side to side.
Inhaling up a count of 4. Exhaling over a count of 4. Inhaling up a count of 4. And over a count of 4. Inhaling up a count of 4. Over a count of 4. And up into the center. Fingertips forward if you need to. Blocks. Right? Blocks in front of me. Hands on blocks. Lead with your heart. Maybe elbows. Lead with your heart. Lead with your heart and then bring your chin to your chest and your heart still coming forward. Now find that space we had in Cobbler, the back of the heart, the back of the head, so long. And the backs of the legs, so long. The crown of the head and the tips of the heels, so long. You may work there. You may put the block under your chest as you fold. Sit so you can see. If you fold to the block, maybe hands forward or hands wide. One more breath right where you are. One more breath. Rising up. Turn towards the front of your mat if you're not already there. Good. The right leg will stay straight. If you have tight hips or hamstrings, hop onto the edge of your blanket. Because that way you're seated on a downhill slope and you can really find the hips on some support. If it's in your way, come flat to the floor. Your choice. Janu Shirshasana A, so the left heel is in against the thigh like tree. And then really walk your right thigh into that foot. And let the pressure of left foot to thigh and thigh to press, feel that right into the navel. Right thigh presses in, navel to spine. And from that, you turn your heart towards your right shin, fingertips, and you lead with your heart. The back of your neck is so long. Toes drawing back so slightly like cobbler. Reaching into both heels. Walk your left hand ahead of your right hand and use your fingertips to spin your heart. Your sternum faces your thigh. Left hand inching forward. Sit the left hip down. Rock the right hip back by pulling your right heel towards your right hip, activating the low navel. Now you fold as you choose. And walking yourself up. Set your blanket aside. And you'll roll onto your back. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lift your hips, come onto your right outer hip. Come onto your right outer foot as your left sole of foot comes to the floor. Your right foot is at the center line of your mat, a continuation of your spine, and you're on the outer right foot. So you just tip your whole pose over and your right hand on your right thigh. Left hand wide. Find 4 smooth counts in and up, filling the left chest. And then 4 smooth counts out, emptying navel to spine. Inhale, filling the chest. Exhale, navel to spine. Soften the grip of your left hip, left thigh. Close your eyes. Come into your breathing. Find that count. Smooth, long, 4 counts in, 4 counts out.
Good. Bring your knee back up. Center your hips. Rock the whole thing up.
And tuck your right heel, turn towards you. You're just going to tuck your right heel towards your hip and let your right outer knee fall toward the floor. This may mean that you need to sit on a block or on a blanket. And then as you can, walk your right shin forward so that it's parallel to the front edge of your mat. So your right heel is not back by your right hip, but your right heel is by your left hip. And you're up on a block as needed so that you can get knee on knee as much as possible and sit tall. Roll that left thigh away and down toward the floor. You'll feel that. I can hear you, Lori Jacobson. And Stephanie just laughed. Walk your fingertips forward. Maybe this is where you stay. Or, last thing I'll ask, walk your hands a step to the left, please. Step to the left. Drop your hips evenly into the floor or the block, and the right hand a little bit longer than the left. Closing your eyes, widen your gaze internally. And have that widened gaze inside the left hip, the right hip. Widen inside your joints. Widen inside your head. Any place that's contracting, that feels impossible, widen, widen, and widen. And bring it up. Gently. Uncross the top foot. Uncross the bottom foot. And shake it out wide. Feet side to side, knees up and down. And then side out. Good, 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 good. And just going wherever you need to go. You are unearthing so much of what's been stuck in your hips, in your low back, in your spine, and in your breath, and in your vision. Just let it start moving. Let it start moving. Let it redistribute itself. Anywhere you need to pause and really dip in, stay there. Good, good. Because now we'll bring our feet together and bend the right knee and bring the right sole of foot. And bring it in. Janushirshasana A. So really bringing the left foot, the left thigh against the right foot will activate the low belly. It creates a little tip in the tail, navel to spine. And from here we fold. Instead of rounding, this isn't going to serve you in really not in any way at all. But press your foot to your thigh. Sit your tail back, navel to body, right? And then walk yourself out, lead with your heart. And you may not be able to go more than an inch or two, and that's absolutely better than rounding forward. Let your right fingertips just inch their way forward, opening the right side of the spine. Drop your right hip back. Navel to spine, press the foot to the thigh to the foot. Heart comes up, chin comes in, the whole thing. It is not a resting posture. Keep inching your right fingertips. Keep spinning your heart towards the left knee or the thigh. Where is it caught? And what's your vision done? Widen. 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 Oh. We all need this. Widen our inner vision. We must reconceive ourselves over and over. Rise up and roll back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Lift your hips, come onto your left outer hip. Come onto your left outer foot and drop across. Right foot flat to the floor.
your left outer foot, your left outer knee being on the floor. If you don't feel anything, bring your left thigh closer to your shoulder, right? And then left hand on your left thigh, press away, right hand wide. And take your time. It's an external rotation of your right thigh without losing the right foot on the floor. So the whole right footprint is on the floor. And what I feel is that there are these little catches over and over. My right hip wants to hold on, and then I have to let it go, and then it holds on, and then I let it go, and then my left shoulder holds on, and I let it go. That everything about my back body is trying to hold on here. Soften your left hip, soften your right hip. Soften your right shoulder, soften your left shoulder. Good. So once you have a foundation that gets a little quiet, your inhale is a smooth, long count of 4 to the right chest. And then exhaling out of the chest, the middle ribs, and finishing navel to spine for 4 out, for 4 in. Close your eyes. Notice where it's sticky. Use your inhalation to explore what feels contracted. And then use the contraction of your exhalation to give your body a point of great stability. And the other places that are trying to give you stability, let them trust the navel. Let the jaw trust. There is stability in the body. I can let go. Bring it up. Left foot flat. Good. Keep this posture. Roll to a seat. Good. Draw your left heel towards your right hip. You may stay right here. Or adding a block beneath your seat will give you a little height, and you can stack knee over knee. Bring your right heel forward so that your right heel and your right knee, which is your top knee, they are in one line. And the bottom heel is tucked underneath you. Ardha Gomukhasana, right? Half cow face pose. That the bottom is the half, and this is the full, and this is the half. Fingertips, hard up. Right hand, right thigh, roll. Find that external rotation. Make a little space in the heart. Walk your way forward. Walk your way forward. Walk your way forward. Heart leads. Work is here or a step to the right. Lead with your heart. And simply and softly fold, closing your eyes. Use your breath to expand through the hip joints. And use your vision to expand through your potential. Opening up what we know of ourselves internally. And this will open up joint space. And this will open up breath. What we know of ourselves internally, it is larger inside than we know. Seeing into the inner eye corners without moving the eyes. How high inside can I see? How low inside can I see? Can I find a full hemisphere of vision? And how does that affect my body? Rise up. Rise up. Uncross. And lie back. Find your Shavasana. And just allow all the joint creases and folds and spaces to open, to come undone. If you choose resting hands on body, feel the heat of your body, the heat of your hands. Feel the deep and sweet stillness of your body. Eyes are closed. Any adjustment that's needed. On your next exhalation, just release the skin around your eyes a little more fully. Release the lips and the tongue and the throat a little more fully. The left shoulder and the right shoulder, the right hand and the left hand. Release a little more fully. Let the breath be completely effortless, the belly so soft. The hips resting, full of possibility. The legs long, the heels heavy. The body known to the floor known to the body, and a great care between the two of them. And just let your breath be a little larger than usual. And the theme of this practice came from a reading from Twyla Tharp's latest book, Keep It Moving. Let's agree. Age is not the enemy. Stagnation is the enemy. Complacency, stasis, attempting to maintain the status quo, smoothing our skin and keeping our tummies trim, these are distractions that obscure something larger. As we get older and our bodies enjoy less natural freedom of movement, we tend to take up less space, physically and metaphorically. And the end point of this tendency? Our backs round forward. We are no longer straight and tall. Our steps shorten from a stride to a shuffle. Our vision narrows. Slowly, the periphery is erased, leaving only what's in front, what's already known. No wonder we prefer remaining at home, our life lived in fewer and fewer rooms. We let our bodies constrict, inviting the world around us to close in. The mind will follow the body's contraction. On this path, our concerns narrow down to the most elemental functions: what to eat, get enough sleep,
keep an appointment. This contraction is not inevitable. You can resist it. You can reverse it. Our shelter at home lives start to feel like aging to me. And I call on us all right now to deepen your breathing, to reverse the constraint on your movements, on your ideas, on the deepest sense of possibility that you possess. Take your hands overhead. Interlace your fingers, heels long, hands long, the way that we began. And with new awareness, embody the space under your arms. Find the length and the width of your armpits. Find the length and the width of your abdomen. Find the length and the width of the space behind your good knees, and gather your knees to your chest and fold close. That when we choose, closing serves us. And when we choose, opening serves us. Roll to a cross-legged seat. Arrive. And as you come to your seat, open your eyes and sweep your hands high. Open the periphery. See to the very edges of your vision. Bring your palms together. We'll add our 3 ohms. Let the sound go as far as your vision can. Inhale. Inhale. O in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. One more. Close your eye. Feel that sound internally. Space in the mind. Space in the mind. Space in the spirit. May we remember our constraints are made by our choices. Stay vast, my loves. Thumbs to the forehead center. Namaste. Stay open, okay? As you listen to me. Baltimore yogis, stay open. You will receive news, perhaps you already have. The Federal Hills studio of YogaWorks is closed. Stay open. I'm asking you to stay open. That our home there for 11 years of Saturday mornings, I was there in the sun. I need you to stay open, that we could re-envision a place that holds our mornings. We have time to find it. We have a meeting place here. Until then, as soon as I know anything, I will let you know. I am not an outdoor yogi. My practice loses focus when I do that. I prefer it here. But I wanted you to know that the studio has been closed. The other locations are open. Maybe we will move to Midtown, I don't know. Stay open to what will be. And I will meet you right here every day. And we will imagine our future. And we will keep our inner aspect absolutely vast. Tomorrow morning is the very last day of our May Kundalini practice, 8 to 9, replay at any time. Monday is June, so please hop online and load your June music sequence. And I will see you there. Thank you so much for all your support online. It makes the Federal Hill News bearable for me as a professional, as a householder, as a mom. Thank you for all your donations and all your support. Set it up. If this is serving you, set it up and let it be monthly and forget. Set it and forget it. Or take the time and add in when you choose, when it feels right. And when it doesn't, and when you don't have enough, keep it, but come and practice. Satnam.